I'm gonna tell you guys a spooky story. My grandpa had an old barn out back, but no one in my family ever went in there because it was filled with spiders and other creepy crawlies. One night I decided that I was gonna be brave and go into the barn by myself. I put on a jacket because it was a cold November night, and I grabbed a flashlight and walked towards the barn. As I got closer, I started hearing chains dragging metal moans. I thought to myself, maybe it's just some old pipes or something, so I kept walking. Then all of a sudden, the sound stopped. I stood outside the barn for a moment, then finally worked up the courage to open the door and step inside. As soon as I did, I heard a loud crash. I spun around, but there was nothing there. I continued to walk inside until I saw what looked like a figure sitting in the corner of the barn. It was hunched over, and I couldn't make out any details because it was so dark inside. Mustering all my courage, I started to walk towards it. As I got closer, I noticed that it wasn't moving. Was it a person or an animal? I shone my flashlight on it, and that's when I realized it was a dog. It was a big German Shepherd, and it must have been dead for quite some time. Its fur was matted and its eyes were milky white. There was also a collar around its neck, but it had no tags. I don't know why, but I felt really bad for this dog, so I walked over and started petting it. Its fur was soft, even though it had clearly been dead for a while. I could feel its ribs sticking out through its skin, and its fur was very matted. But as I pet its head, I felt something move under its fur. At first, I thought it was a mouse or some other small animal, but as I felt around, I realized it was a large mass. It felt like a big lump, and it was warm. And as I continued to rub against its head, it started moving around more. I tried to ignore it, but then I felt it move again. That's when I knew something was wrong. I shone my flashlight on the dog's head and gasped. There was a hole in its skull, and underneath the hole, I could see what looked like a small creature with big red eyes. I tried to get a better look, but it moved too quickly. I backed away from the dog, and that's when I noticed something else. There was another hole in the dog's skull, and on the ground next to it, I saw a small pair of footprints. They looked like they had been made by some kind of reptile, but I couldn't be sure. I quickly backed out of the barn, slamming the door behind me. I didn't want to see what else was inside. The next morning, I told my family what I had seen, but they just laughed at me. They said it was just an old dog and that I had probably imagined the rest. But I knew what I had seen, and I wasn't going back into that barn anytime soon. Now, I don't know if you guys believe in ghosts or not, but I do. And I think that's what I saw in the barn. I saw the ghost of a dog that had died a horrible death. I don't know how or why it died, but I think it was trying to warn me, or maybe it just wanted some company. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this spooky story. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. I'll be telling scary stories all throughout October, so be sure to check back often. You never know when I'll post the next one. Also, please feel free to share any spooky stories of your own in the comments. Who knows? Maybe I'll even read some of them on my channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.